Customers can choose from 24 dip flavors and dozens of toppings to create their unique sweet treat. At this Durham shop, Simon says, dig in. Population and job growth has Durham rental prices soaring, making turning the key to a new home more and more difficult. But after a year of online classes and virtual meetups, some sophomores are struggling to adjust to an in-person college experience. The countdown to craziness has begun. Cameron Indoor Stadium reopens today after a year and a half of empty seats. And with Coach K's last season, it's bound to be a full house. Thanksgiving is just around the corner, and a local organization is working to ensure that all members of our community are warm and well-fed. Data from the nonprofit Feeding America estimates that 16.5% of Durham County adults are food insecure. That number jumps to 19.1% among children in our county. Next Thursday, the Durham Rescue Mission will hold their 47th annual Thanksgiving dinner. Community members in need can receive a hot meal, clothing, and groceries. The event will be held at noon at 1201 East Main Street in Durham. If you're interested in volunteering, you can visit www.durhamrescuemission.com. Duke University is back and at full capacity this semester. But after a year of online classes and virtual meetups, some sophomores are struggling to adjust to an in-person college experience.
Really just actually went from 0 to 100, especially with all my classes being in person too.
Sophomore Sansi Smith has more than just classes on her plate this semester. She says COVID made it hard to form friendships during her freshman year.
I still am kind of working to make more friends because I just feel like I was socially stunted because of it. I don't know, what we would do for fun was just not fun after a month.
With gathering restrictions lifting, sophomore Maria Mitchell says she feels overwhelmed by her new social scene.
Things are opening up. I am finding it to be difficult to figure out what to say no to and what to say yes to, and again balancing the time between me and other people.
Though the start of the semester has meant lots of work and increased social energy, Mitchell is optimistic for the future. Fun rides, festive times, and everything fried. These are just some of the reasons why hundreds of thousands will flock to the fairgrounds this weekend. After 2 years, the North Carolina State Fair is back and better than ever. Louise Adelon is a Duke freshman from New Jersey. She says she's amazed by the size of the multi-day event.
It's definitely bigger than anything I've ever been to before. I had county fairs and town fairs, but this is enormous.
Though the crowds may seem large, fair veterans have noticed a decrease in attendance this year.
I think it's been down, people coming through, probably about 25%, but our sales have been very good. This tent does very well. I've been working here about 15 years, so this tent has become a stop on the fairgrounds for some people.
Paul operates one of the many concession stands here at the fair. I asked him and Louise about the weirdest thing they've seen on the menu.
Probably the Krispy Kreme bacon cheeseburger. People think it's weird. Also, a deep fried cheeseburger is a pretty cool little item.
Probably the alligator fillet. Definitely a little strange. And then basically anything you can think of, you can also get it deep fried. So deep fried cheeseburgers, deep fried mac and cheese, literally anything.
Despite lower foot traffic, there has been no decrease in appetite for the fair's unique foods. The State Fair remains a staple for fun times and yummy treats. In Raleigh, I'm Logan Welborn, reporting. Among the stands at the North Carolina State Farmers Market is an extraordinary place. Delicious beverages are just one part of this Raleigh store's heartwarming purpose. I'm here at 321 Coffee, a shop that serves much more than just a cup of joe.
So our mission here at 321 Coffee is to provide meaningful employment for individuals in our community that have intellectual and developmental disabilities.
Studies show that 80% of adults with intellectual disabilities are unemployed, despite their many talents and willingness to work. 4 NC State students were alarmed by this statistic and started an inclusive pop-up coffee stand at their student union. 3 years later, 321 Coffee is a permanent vendor at the State Farmers Market. Barista Matthew Schwab, who has Down syndrome, says 321 Coffee has made a huge impact on his community.
321 Coffee means everything to me. It's a place of enjoyment, a place of excitement, a place that we can educate, inspire, and believe.
Serving smiles, treats, and opportunity, 321 Coffee is a must-stop shop for visitors in the Triangle. In Raleigh, I'm Logan Welborn, reporting. Musical theater returned to Duke University this past weekend, as Hoofenhorn presented The Rocky Horror Show. The student-run show has been in the works since August, and dozens of undergraduate students are thrilled to be back in the theater once again. Junior Isla Amiri plays Riff Raff in the musical. This is her first leading role with Hoofenhorn, which means a lot of responsibility.
And so that was terrifying. But Hoofenhorn is such a welcoming, supportive community that, any worries I had were immediately, washed away.
The Rocky Horror Show is known for its audience participation. Senior Tenley Seidel said she came to the show twice because of its great energy.
It was so much fun. There was tons of audience interaction. When we walked in, there were these little bags under our seats that gave us some directions, and so it told us what to shout, what to say, and it was just a great night.
The audience energized the performers as well, encouraging them throughout the 2 weekends of performances.
And so to have 550 people in a crowd all loving Rocky and knowing the show and being there because they love live theater was so fun, and it was by far the most fun I've ever had on a stage.
In total, Hoofenhorn sold over 1,700 tickets. The show was a huge success for cast and audience members alike. In Durham, I'm Logan Welborn, reporting.